Hello everyone, this is Garrett and this is Duke Nukem Manhattan Project, and we're going to show off the secret weapon you get by collecting all the nukes on hard difficulty, which is the X3000 if I remember correctly, which basically doesn't require you to aim or hit more than once. It just explodes everything, which is fantastic. But the main reason we're going here is because there's an optional boss battle that still needs to be done before we can truly say we have completed the game. Yes, and he is in level 8-3, so that's why we are going here. Basically just play the level like normal. I'm just gonna do it like this because, well, I'm actually just showing this so you can see the power of the X3000, because you can't use it against the boss, sadly enough, or any other boss actually. Except, I guess, the first helicopter battle when he throws those pickups on the floor, but that's an entirely different story. Also, I should probably warn you that the boss battle is gonna have the screen shake a lot, so if you're sensitive to that, basically just fast forward to about 9 minutes and 12 seconds. Because I'm gonna show two ways to beat this boss. One is the normal way, which makes the screen shake a lot, and one is the glitched way, which is so ridiculously easy, and he is not very fearsome at all. So, but either way, it's gonna take quite a while to kill him, regardless of which way you choose. But basically, just kind of keep on playing through the level like so. Try to get the 400 health double damage just before you actually enter the battle. And you may remember that I said earlier in, I believe the previous time I went through this level, that one specific room was kind of special, and you'll soon see why once we actually get there again. Yes. But first we're gonna have to get the red key and save the girl and stuff. On the internet it actually says that you need to collect all 10 nukes, but that's not actually true. So yeah, there you go. And it also says you have to do it without dying or reloading. I've not actually tried to die because this level is not very difficult, especially not with this gun. So, but just for safety measures' sake, just don't die while getting going there, really. And, well, once you're in the boss battle, it doesn't actually matter, because once you die there, you'll just reload in the boss battle again. So you don't really need to worry too much about that. But yes, make your way through the level, as I've said 17 times already. Slowly make our way to the other side of this chasm. And yeah, if you beat the game with all the nukes on hard difficulty, you get this gun. If you beat it on normal difficulty or medium, whatever it's called, you take half normal damage that you usually take, and if you beat it on easy, your kick will do twice as much damage as usual. So, little fun trivia there, basically. Also, just waiting here to make sure I have 399 health rather than 400 before going there. And in the next room is actually a secret entrance to the boss battle. You can only do this after you've gotten, well, after you've beaten the game, and I think you need to get all the nukes as well. But basically, go down here. And this is the boss. It is Wozma. And I have looked into it a little bit, but there is barely any information about this boss at all. But this is the boss battle, and you really want to have double damage before you start this battle, because as you can see, his health is lowering at a ridiculously slow pace. This is definitely one of, well, it is the hardest boss in the game pretty much, but that's mostly because all the other bosses in the game are, well, pansies, to be honest, but there you go. This is pretty much what I found to be the best strategy and the least wearisome. The assault rifle and stuff like that barely deals any damage. You can use the pulse rifle, which is not bad either, I suppose, but you have to mash the button a lot, so that's really annoying. Also, I should mention that once you start this boss battle, you will have infinite ammo. The battle will not actually start until you deal the first blow, which is very convenient, because you can just kind of muck around there. And the boss just makes the background skybox thing change every once in a while. And as you can see, his main attacks are basically throwing those homing missiles that the rats pipe bombs throw around all the time, and actually also the final boss. But yeah, basically just try to avoid the homing missiles by jumping just before they reach you, and yeah, just make sure you don't get hit. Every once in a while he also throws some glop on the floor, but when you stand that far to the left like I am, that won't actually reach you. And occasionally he will throw a barrel on the floor as well, which will either explode or turn into some glob as well, if I remember correctly. But you, when you're standing over there where I'm standing right now, you will only need to worry about the homing missile. So yeah, basically this is the easiest way of doing it. You can make it harder for yourself by just standing right in his face and kicking him or something. Well, actually, if you kick him, you explode. So yeah, don't kick him. At least I think that's what happened. Well, it's kind of hard to say really, because when you touch him, you explode. But maybe you can go just far enough behind to not die. But it's really not worth it, to be honest. Don't bother. But yeah, this is Wozma. And this is the first method of beating him. The second method is just plain ridiculous when you really, but there you go. But you will see that once we actually get there, because as you can see, this is gonna take a little while longer. And it's quite interesting actually, because there's actually virtually no information about this boss anywhere except that he exists. And there has been one or two people that actually, you know, recorded the battle, of which I could find one person who actually beat it for some reason. I mean, it really is not that hard, and once you actually find out the glitch, I found the second time I fought him, which is quite ridiculous really, but there you go. Well, everyone can do it. Everyone that has the patience to kill him can do it. And yeah, you'll soon see why. Well, soon is a relative term, because it's still gonna take at least like 2 minutes before you... Well, yeah, about 2 minutes before he dies. But yeah, this is also why I mentioned the warning about the screen shaking, because yeah, if you're sensitive to something like this, then this would just be mean to show you, pretty much. So, yes. I like this skybox. I don't know why. It reminds me of the first world. It probably is the first episode's skybox now I think about it, since that's one of the views that's actually outside, but meh. It has nice buildings. Yes. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to say at this point. I'm sure there's something interesting to be said, but it just takes a long period of time. I actually got hit there, wow. And again, okay, yeah, this is why you should be careful. This is also why I definitely recommend going in with, well, like 499 health, pretty much, because not only is a double damage really useful at the start, but also having a ridiculous amount of health will make it a lot easier to, well, basically to learn how to dodge the missiles, because it can take some practice. And if you die here, you will respawn with the amount of health you entered the battle with. So yeah, if you die, you can do the thing over again with like 495 health like I had just a moment ago. Well, moments ago, I suppose. More like a while ago, I guess. But there you go. Slowly but surely, we edge his little health bar all the way to the left. Yes. And the reward you get for this is so amazing as well. Regardless of whether you beat him using this method or the glitch method, you will get the exact same reward. So yeah, I would just suggest glitching it, to be honest. It's a lot easier. But this is an interesting challenge, I suppose. So if you're bored. And he's dead. Okay. And then you get thrown back in this room. Yeah, that's all that happens. Fantastic. Yeah. So, yeah, I've actually ran around back in the earlier levels where it only says 3 of 6 secrets to make sure that no extra secrets appeared after doing that, but yeah, nothing happened. But, and now I'm going to show you the second way of doing it, which is using the pulse rifle and a glitch. Yes. What you need to do is charge up your pulse rifle and jump into him. The battle will actually start, but you will respawn immediately. And for some reason, if you attack him with the pulse rifle again, then he won't attack. Ever. Yeah. So, yeah, what you do is you run into the battle, pulse rifle charge, and jump into him and die. Respawn and hit him with a pulse rifle. I've actually tried to hit him with a rocket launcher as the first hit, and for some reason he does attack you sometimes when you do that, but with the pulse rifle he never attacked me. So if you're bored enough, you can do it like this. And yeah, that was basically Wozma. So I hope you enjoyed this game, and I will see you next time for when we play something else. Yes. Bye-bye.